differentiates you from casual gamers?
I don't play competitively a lot, but on the few games that I do, I spend a lot of time like learning different ways to be better at it than other people, if that makes sense.
It would be that I care about my experience in the game and how I do, whereas a complete, I guess, quote unquote casual would just only play for fun.
I care more about the game and the games that I play, and I play them a little more intensely and more seriously than most other quote unquote casual gamers.
Do you consider competitive gaming to be more rewarding than casual gaming?
In
a way, yes, and in a way, no.
Yeah, because it's a little more satisfactory, because everyone's trying a little harder, and it's more of a challenge. So you get more like out of actually winning, or even losing feels a little more satisfying, because you did your best and so did everyone else.
I think it's one of those things where it depends on if you find like the right game. If there's a game that you can kind of fall into and become really passionate about, being competitive at that and winning at that can feel really good, more than I think playing it casually could ever feel.
If you're playing competitively and you do poorly, it doesn't feel rewarding. While you are learning more, you don't have that same feeling of success. Whereas when you're playing completely casually, you're not having to worry about anything. You don't have to, I guess, panic about how you're doing, and you can no matter if you win or lose, anything like that, you'll still have fun, and that's a reward.
How do you usually prepare for a competitive game amongst others?
Like just kind of getting into the right mood, the right mindset, and maybe like talk with your friends, think of a strategy, and other than that, then you just go into it.
Honestly, not much, if at all. Even though it is competitive and when you play with friends, you try to win. Me and my friends, we usually have an atmosphere that's very chill. So we don't like yell at each other. We don't prepare much. We just kind of start playing and hope for the best.
What advice would you give to someone who's hoping to immerse themselves in the whole competitive scene?
Don't take it too seriously, because again, there's the possibility that you will lose, you will get completely annihilated, and if you take that completely negatively, you won't want to continue as much, and you won't want to try again. So if you get rid of that sort of mindset and just think to yourself, okay, I failed this, I should try it again, and maybe I'll do better.
I'd say prepare to lose a lot of free time, because you have to really stay dedicated and use a lot of time to become a competitive player there in most games, because you have to invest so much time and effort to learn different strategies, different play styles, how to play in certain scenarios, and just overall improve your game so that you can play on a more competitive level.
Don't focus too hard on winning. A lot of what makes you better, especially at something like video games, is failing a lot and then figuring out what it is that made you fail. In Street Fighter, something I struggled with was jumping a lot. You may not know, but jumping a lot gets you hurt a lot. So that's something that's just, as you play, you lose more and you realize if you want to stop losing more, you have to start training on those things.
What sort of significance does gaming have in your life?
Well, it kind of defines a lot of my social life. Like, I wouldn't have a lot of fun. My friend groups would be completely different if I didn't have the gaming or knowledge that I do. I would probably be a completely different person, because one of my biggest pastimes or free times is playing games, and so it probably would just really redefine how I interact with on a social level and what activities I do on a daily basis.
It's been a part of my life, at least casually, for almost as long as I've been alive. Started with Game Boy, played Lego games on the Game Boy Advance. As I got to middle school, played the PC games. That's mostly what I play now. It's been something that has helped me find friends. It's been the main way I've built a community for myself and found people that enjoy what I enjoy. I wouldn't call it my life, but I would definitely say it's been a big part in putting me where I'm at right now.
For me, it's one way to connect with my friends when when they're far away, that I can't be with them in close proximity.
What are some specific things that identify you as a gamer?
It's more like I play very like intensely. Like I'm very like direct in my gameplay, whereas some people would be a little more distant or feel separate from the game.
I'm skinny. I don't know.
It sounds a little corny, but passion really. It's finding a game that you can really get into and being able to talk for hours on end about the strategies or the story behind it or the characters, anything in it really.
Do you feel as though gaming helps you in your life?
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, I'd say it does because it kind of relieves stress, helps me relax. I have to just kind of play around, do whatever.
Definitely. There are times that you get upset and you stop playing a game. But honestly, because life can get hard and sometimes you don't want to play a game competitively. Playing casually can feel really just calm and relaxed, and having games there as an easy thing to just kind of put your mind off of everything else and spend 30 minutes, an hour just doing something different can be rewarding and feel calm.
Do you feel like your life would be severely different without being introduced to gaming?
Because I was introduced at like a fairly young age, so it kind of defined how I grew up or how I saw the world. Well, I saw everything more in like, I don't know, kind of a problem-solving point of view. Because it's like that's kind of the goal of most games: solve a problem, whether it be in a very violent or aggressive fashion. And of course, that's not what I do, but you get the point.
Yes, I think it would, because despite the fact that yes, gaming doesn't help me whatsoever, I still spend a lot of my time on it because honestly, I don't have much else to do.
I think honestly everything would be different. I wouldn't have met the friends that I had and still have to this day. I wouldn't have, found the things that I love about not just video games, but like just in general,
Is there any specific language or terms that is associated with the gaming community?
English for the most part, but if you're talking something like Counter-Strike or more often than not, you'll encounter a lot of Russians in the game.
People who play fighting games, for example, they identify as the FGC, the fighting game community. When you talk about fighting games, you don't say I'm part of the fighting game community. You say I'm part of the FGC.
I mean, yeah, there's like just slang. There are terms like ads, which refers to small monsters, bosses. I think most people understand that one.
There's stuff like noob, feeder, inter, stuff like that.
Do you believe that those who don't understand gaming are also those who refuse to partake in it?
You don't have to play video games. It's not a thing that at all that you need to do.
Not at all. If we're going to be fair, it's easy to misunderstand gaming.
Not everyone who doesn't understand doesn't partake, because there are a bunch of people who will try it out and they won't like it, or they don't kind of get how the game is supposed to work, but they'll play anyways. But I mean, if they don't understand it and they don't want to play it because of that, that's fine. That's fair.
What positive things do you receive from gaming?
I guess happiness. Because
I guess it's kind of satisfaction. Like I can learn from a game I lose, or I can have the satisfaction of winning in a game that I win. That's really about it.
The biggest one by far is friends and just sense of community. When you play a video game, or when you find a new video game, you can just type in the name on Google or something, and you find a whole list of people who are interested in it, and you can start talking to them about what they love about it, what they don't like about it, different strategies and stuff like that. Gaming has just it's very easy to meet new people through it, especially because of that stereotype before, as I mentioned, where there's no life outside of it. You meet a lot of people who have life outside of it, and so you meet them and you talk to them and you participate more. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing I've gotten from it, is meeting new people.